The Navy is full of many traditions and honors. One of the oldest still practiced today is the formal dining event known as the mess night. Hello, and welcome back to another Tall Ship Tuesday. My name is Caroline, and this week we are exploring a naval tradition that those on our ship, the Tall Ship Providence, would have practiced. The formal dinner gathering tradition in the military known as mess nights in the Navy and dining in or Continental dinner in the Army is a deeply rooted custom dating back to ancient Saxon and Viking times. Esteemed clan members who had displayed notable valor during raids were awarded the honor of sitting nearer to the leader, a practice that has been reshaped over the centuries but still honors those in power. This tradition found its current form in the British Navy, adopted by colonists like those on Providence who had served and recognized its historical significance. While Army and Marine dinners often took place in Washington, D.C., Navy gatherings were traditionally held on board ships. This was primarily due to the transitory nature of the crew, who frequently disbanded upon reaching port. On port calls, these formal occasions were reserved for special events. They were often leveraged as an opportunity to impress visiting foreign dignitaries or higher-ranking officials, maintaining a balance of decorum and display. The practice, though, was as much for building camaraderie on board a ship as it was for show. It is thought that the ceremony served a purpose in building a cohesive unit in the same way doing drills or inspections aboard the ship would. The night itself follows a strict schedule, complete with topics of conversation to avoid, like religion, politics, and other controversial topics. There is a definitive order of how things are done from entry to exit of the event. While there was some leeway to what would be included, it generally followed a similar format. First, there were cocktails in an adjoining room to the dining room. Then, after everyone had arrived, they would invite everyone in a particular order, honoring the officers and other high-ranking officials. The guest of honor and the mess president are the last to their spots at the head table, and all are seated at the same time. Dinner would commence, and often consist of these foods, but almost always included roast beef. There was more leeway in the menu, though it remains relatively consistent to this day. At the end of dinner, after the dessert course, all dishes were removed except for the port glass. Of course, a night of pomp and circumstance is not complete without the toasts. Decanters of port wine are placed in front of the ranking guest and at several other points around the table. Each officer fills his own glass with port wine. Now, this custom derives from the earliest days when it was usual for him who would drink to another to fill his own horn. Wine is traditional during this event, and so no other drinks are generally served during the toasts. One does not need to drink it, but it is customary to at least put it to their lips. This key part of the ceremony was actually threatened when the Navy enforced an alcohol ban in 1914. This, along with the advent of the war, disarmament, and the impact of the Great Depression on social activities, resulted in a considerable decline of this cherished tradition. However, the tradition witnessed a revival in 1954 when General Shepard reintroduced the concept of dining in. It appeared in the Marine Officer's Guide, where he provided detailed instruction on the conduct of the evening, reinforcing its important role in fostering camaraderie and unity among the military personnel. After the final toast to the Navy, the mess president invites all those present to join them at the bar. All the guests remain in their places until the head table shuffles out, and the rest then follow. Despite its long history, the tradition and ceremony of the mess night has remained. Its enduring importance as a symbol of honor, valor, and fellowship in the military reaffirms its place as a revered and vital tradition. If you have ever experienced a mess night yourself, tell us about the experience down in the comments below. If you want to know more about mess nights, check out our adventure page. Link in the doobly-doo. Thank you all for joining the Tall Ship Providence Foundation on this Tall Ship Tuesday. If you liked this video, please hit the like button or consider subscribing to the channel. We put out new educational material each week about maritime history, seamanship, tall ships, and even the occasional sea shanty. Until next time, we hope to see you back on another Tall Ship Tuesday. Bye!